Hello friends, and mom. Today is a very special day. It marks the 1-year anniversary of when I first started living in my truck full time. To celebrate, I thought I'd give you a little truck/house tour, so I'm gonna show you around the place. Let's go. Alright, let's start off with where I spent most of my time, right up front in the driver's seat. Like I said, I spend most of my time here, typically driving. I will also spend time reading, writing, working on my laptop, random things. Basically, the driver's seat is my seat. It's my home. Ever since I got this truck, I think only 3 or 4 people have driven it, including myself. Oh god, there it goes. My truck is my personal space. So if I have invited you to come along for a ride, good for you. You're part of the club. If you have driven my truck, you are one of the privileged few. Starting things off, we have your typical driver's seat. Nothing too special. I store some things in my front door though. Right here I have my everyday hygiene products, including face wash, toothbrush, deodorant, etc. Down here I have my first aid kit, and right up here I have little knickknacks, and these are all my business cards from VidCon. So if I met you at VidCon, I still have your business card. We'll go ahead and climb on in. Hanging from the mirror is my name tag from when I was a camp counselor in New Mexico. Right below that on the dashboard I have my rock collection. I've collected these from all my travels, and then I have my little bag of crystals which I brought from home. Then we can move down to the center console. I got my cups for tea and coffee and water. This little box here slides open, and inside I have my keys, which I don't usually keep in here. And then I have my phone, which is plugged in. Along those lines, I have an outlet up here where I can charge my laptop. I try to only do that if I'm in a pinch and need power. Next, we got the center console container. On the top shelf, I have a few items like my glasses, some writing utensils. These are my fairy lights. I use them to read at night. And also some more hygiene stuff like nail clippers and tweezers and a mirror. You can actually take this shelf out to get underneath. And below it I keep mostly my books and art supplies and stuff. Currently I am reading Ready Player One. I have wrecked this journal, which I got about a year ago and have not completed, but I keep it in here as a reminder to keep working on it. There's currently also a bee in here. That's cool. This is my bullet journal / planner. This is my writing journal. Some more art supplies and little tiny books and art supplies. Yeah, lots of art supplies. Almost forgot about my sun visor, but there's some decorations on there. I have some buttons. There's a Pikachu button and then an AmeriCorps button. And then over here I have some photos of family. This is my mom. Underneath is my grandma. And then this is my step-grandma. That's pretty much it on the driver's side, so let's hop over to the passenger side. On this side, we just have a couple of things. We'll start with the inside of the door. Up here under the inside handle, I have all my stickers. And below that, I keep all my CDs. I have The Doors. I have 2 Andrew Bird albums. A Mia Byrne album, who I met in person and she gave me the CD, which was super cool. Shout out to her. And then Bird Calls. Yep. And right next to that, I just have some tea. In the passenger side itself, I have some food and some water. The food situation is a little odd at the moment. There's food everywhere. Jumping to the back seat now. Again, starting with inside the door. It's just knickknacks down here. I have my little Togepi doll, who I have had since middle school. This little guy has been clipped on my backpack and traveled with me ever since. And then in here I have my camera supplies. In this green bag, I actually have an old film camera that my stepdad lent to me. It's his old Minolta, and I am both very excited and very scared to start using this film camera. I've never used film before, and it's such a permanence and so expensive now that I'm a little afraid, but I think it'll be super fun. So one of my goals for this fall is to start using this one. Right next to it, I have my digital camera bag. And this is the camera I am currently using. Inside I keep my tripods, my other lenses, SD cards, all the camera biz. That's basically it. Let's pop over to the other side. Right behind the driver's seat. Amazing. In this door at the bottom I keep all my little hygiene supplies, just lotions, face wash, brushes, etc. And then right inside we have the back seat. Not much going on here. But right now I have my day pack down there. Inside I just keep my laptop and journals, all that stuff. In the back pocket up here, I just keep a few magazines. And hanging up here, I have all my rock climbing supplies. A chalk bag, my shoes, And then in this bag I have my harness and slings and carabiners, all that stuff. I am actually small enough to span the width of the back seat and sleep in here. It's very nice in the winter because the cushion adds some extra insulation to the bottom, so very cozy. It's also nice that I can just crawl in from the cab and go back and forth. And if I need to make a quick getaway, speed off. It's a very discreet way to sleep in the truck. The downside is that the seats are sloped in and I only just barely fit, so I do get a little cramped up. So not the most comfortable place to sleep in the world, but it works. With that being said, let's jump on over to the back. Are you guys ready for the laziest pun in the world? Back here is the bed of my truck with my bed. I told you it was the laziest pun in the world. Anyways, this is my bed. I am trying to sleep back here more often so I can spread out. Also, I just really like it. Right here, I just piled up some of my blankets. I got a falsa blanket on the top, an old college comforter, and then just sheets on the bottom. And in the sheets, I have my inflatable sleeping pad, which is my mattress. It's a very cozy little setup. I really like it. Pros of this setup is that it is more aesthetic and it makes me happy. The other thing I really like back here is I can fold up the bed cover, and then when I'm going to sleep, I can just look at the stars, and then when I wake up, I can see the sunrise. And it is great. It's just a very peaceful and good way to sleep. Sleeping back here is definitely more relaxing and restful. Some cons, like I mentioned earlier, I can't really make a quick getaway if I need to. Also, it is definitely colder back here. And the trifold cover doesn't always keep out the rain. All that being said, I favor this bed. Let's get into everything else. This is a bag full of non-perishable foods. Here's some instant coffee, my little Tupperwares. And this is actually my food bucket issued from work. And basically it's a cheap way to keep rodents out of your food. I love my bed, it's so comfy. Back behind my bed, I have my old backpacking pack, and I keep all my outdoor gear and supplies. Mostly supplies that I don't use regularly. That's all in here. Right next to it, I have my travel backpack, and this backpack is more for airport travel. It's got nothing in it right now. This guy is my sleeping bag. I use that for work. And if it gets too cold, I'll jump in my sleeping bag along with these blankets. Right back there, you can't see it, but I have a violin. I don't know how to play it. This guy here is my Marmot Tent. Really like that new tent. Back here somewhere buried, I actually have my old tent, which is a 5x5 children's tent, which I had since I was like 10 years old. It's supposed to be a 4x4 tent for 10-year-olds. And I used it up until last year. It actually didn't have a rain fly, so I had an old like Walmart tarp, and I take that tarp, toss it on top of this little baby tent, and throw some rocks on the corners, and that was my camping setup. It was so bad. My friend said it looked like a meth lab, and it did. On top, I have my work gear, which are my chaps for chainsawing, and then my current backpacking pack. And let's hop into this first box. Right inside here, I have my spare clothes. Just all my clothes. And this is all the clothes that I own. Right back here in the second box, these are all books. Anyways, that's my truck. This is everything I've been living with for over a year. I hope you enjoyed that little tour. If you did, leave a little like. I have been wanting to make a video about my truck and living situation for such a long time now, so I'm super jazzed to share it with you. I'm definitely gonna make more videos on the subject, so be sure to subscribe to see them. Also, because my work schedule is so wonky, I don't have a consistent posting schedule, so be sure to hit the bell too. That being said, leave your questions about truck life in the comments below, and I'll get back to you and answer them in some more videos. It'll be great. Also, if you have ever lived in a car yourself, please share your story below. I love reading your guys' adventures. That's all I got. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. See you soon. Is this cool? Is this no, you can't even see my head. I'm upsetty spaghetti. Whee! Here we go again. Oh.